This is DLD Productions PC. Good let's try that again. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the start of a brand new series here on DLD Productions PC, and it's the start of a rerun for Forza Motorsport 2023. Now, the reason I'm doing this again is for one of two reasons. Since the first time I ran through it, I have got another system. So I've had a change of system. I've also had a change of laptop system, and I've also had a change of PC graphics card since the last time it was ran through. Of course, with the two 4090s in play. Now, what this is going to allow me to do is bring this game in its entirety, and the reason I can do it in its entirety now is that the drive that it's stored on is installed directly into the system, so it's not going to fail at any point throughout the playthrough. What I should point out is, at the moment we are aiming for 30 frames a second, so when this video goes up to YouTube, it will go up as a 30 frame a second video. The reason for that is the game is going to play out at 30 frames a second. Again, I don't know why the computer seems to be doing that at the moment, but it seems to be happy with the level it's found. So I'm not going to argue and look for a level that's not attainable, or that it doesn't feel is attainable. I'm just going to leave it as it is and go from there. So we're into the game now. I'm just waiting for there we go. In fact, I am going to try and see if I can ask it to encourage it to go to 60 FPS. As I say, I don't see a reason why we're struggling. So the performance target should be 60 FPS. Under VSync or without VSync, but for some reason it seems to be hanging on 30 FPS, which is not a problem, but it's not what I would want to see happen, because it means I will have to downgrade the quality of the video to make sure that the video quality stacks up. So I may do that in post editing. I may copy it, take it down to 30 FPS, because that seems to be what Forza is running at on this system at the moment. Now, I do realise that the Builders Cup intro hasn't played yet, but what I am going to do is I am going to force the game back into the Builders Cup intro, so that users can see the Builders Cup intro. Now, what I'm hoping to do is get it to show the tutorial again. Hang on. Is there any way I can restart that or not? Just be a minute. Okay, I obviously can't. Okay. Right, well, I might have to play through, ladies and gentlemen, and then restart the tutorial again. Right, so let's see. How many have we got? We've got 2 races. Now I can either clear it. Hang on.
Leveling up your car earns you car points, or CP for short. Using your CP gets you the best performance upgrades to install. Try to experiment with different parts. If a part doesn't get you the results you were looking for, remove it. Then use the refunded CP for something else. No 2 cars are the same. Each car has its own unique set of parts. Installing parts will change the car's performance, and the PI number will be recalculated to reflect that change. A car's PI is determined by its level of performance. The faster the car, the higher the PI number. Car class corresponds to a specified PI range. Each event will have a car class and PI limit that we will need to stay under in order to compete. As we build, be sure to keep an eye on the balance between power and handling. Over-investing in any one area can hurt our competitiveness. Experiment to find a build that's right for you. Quick Upgrade will install parts for you and build a car with a balanced performance. This is a summary of how your car's performance will change when we install the parts for you.
Yep, so as you can see, I haven't made
Alright,
a difference.
now that we have some new parts installed, let's head out for our next event.
Anyway, as I was saying, I am going to try
That build
and
looks good. Let's head to Mugello.
restart this as soon as we possibly can. So just ignore this for now, ladies and gentlemen. I am playing this on an RTX4090M. So this is the mobile version of the chip, and this is the chip that we'll be using to do this series. I can use the RTX4090, the desktop version, because I also
Changing one
that
driving
as well.
assist at a time is the best way to understand how each affects car control.
As they were saying, as I was saying there, I am just going to turn this down a bit as well, so I can turn stuff down and be able to. So if we change the master output to 50, right, that should reduce everything. So that's fine. Save. Right. How do we restart the series? Would you like to leave the event? Is there any way of restarting the series? I would like to leave the event, really. I don't know if there's any way you can restart it. Nope. Nope, doesn't look like you can. Hang on, yes you can. Right, okay. With tutorial please. Right, so here we go then gentlemen. This is the starting tutorial that I've been looking for.
A car's journey from the showroom floor to the winner's circle is the culmination of 1,000 little decisions. Every part, every detail, all carefully chosen by great builders who know what it takes to push a car past its perceived limitations, to find that extra tenth of a second, and in the process, create something that is a unique extension of themselves. Your car's journey begins here. To become a Builders' Cup champion, you'll need to outsmart and outbuild your opponents before battling it out wheel to wheel on race day.
For our first series, we have a few cars for you to choose from. Each is a great starting point for you to build, so pick the one that speaks to you.
Right, let me just go back out of there a second.
Every Builder's Cup tour contains multiple series of car groupings, each a unique challenge to outbuild and outrace your competition. As you complete tours, you will unlock unique rewards. Check back regularly, as new tours with new rewards are released on a regular basis.
As I was saying, let's restart that series again. Hopefully it'll play the tutorial again. There we go. Be able to hear it properly this time.
Showroom floor to the winner's circle is the culmination of 1,000 little decisions. Every part, every detail, all carefully chosen by great builders who know what it takes to push a car past its deceived limitations, to find that extra tenth of a second, and in the process, create something that is a unique extension of themselves.
So that's the end of the
Your broadcast begins here.
Not quite.
To become a Builders' Cup champion, you'll need to outsmart and outbuild your opponents before battling it out wheel to wheel on race day.
There we go. That's better. At least we got through it this time. So as you can see, here's our starting options. Now I'm going to choose one of my cars that I've already been given, and you can see that the first series that we're going to use here has a cut-off point of 600 performance index points. So we have to use cars that have a maximum power output of that, or maximum class output of that. So you can see I've just got in my Lexus RC Track Edition, which falls into line of that composition, and let's get started. With the first race at Grand Oak Raceway, I believe it is. Yes, the club circuit. Just as a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, we are running this at 4K 30 FPS, although I am attempting to record at 1080p 60 FPS, even though I'm probably going to, once the video is recorded, I'll probably reduce it to 30 FPS to make sure it stays in line with the quality of the gameplay. Now for this first race, I am actually going to show this practice mechanism to see how this game works. Now I didn't initially do this, start this on the Xbox channel, but I have since got rid of the channel that had the footage on it. So I'm having to redo it again on the PC channel. So just for those that are hard of reading, I am going to read this out and read this out in audio and indicate what it says. It says practice is a free session before each race where you get to know the track and level up your car with car experience points. And if you're wondering what car experience points are, those allow you to upgrade the vehicle. You will earn credit and car experience points just like when racing, so time spent in practice is valuable for building both your skill and your car. Every practice session has a target lap time, which is based on your chosen driver tar difficulty setting. Hitting your lap time target will give you a car experience bonus and is a good indicator that you will be competitive in the race. go. Go for a good start here, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to alter the engine a little bit because it is a little bit loud. In fact, it's very loud. So I'm just going to reduce the player engine down to about 40. Opponent cars as well. We'll reduce them down to about 40 as well, and we'll reduce impacts down to 40 and environments down to 40 as well. Right, so those they're there. Sound effects are okay, music's turned off, that's fine. Voice chat, voiceover we can turn down as well to about 50 and go from there. We are going to save that and apply. That's a bit better. It's not as loud now. Even though it's still loud on the collision, so I might want to drop that as well. Actually, we will have a look at it. So we will drop the volume even further, which is the, if we can find it, if we can find the tyre. Mode UI, that's fine. Might be impacts, might be tyres screeching. Right, drop that to opponent car. Drop that in further. Yeah, drop that a bit further than that. Sound effects. If we drop it to 44, go around about there as well. There we go. That's better. Much better. Guess we can still hear it, but it's not overpowering my voice this time. So as you can see, I am using it in a method that allows for certain ease of driving. So you may wonder why we're not pressing many buttons. That's the reason why. Right, I will not show the rewind because I don't need to do that. In fact, I can turn that off because I don't really need it. But as you can see, we're up to car level 4. Now, car levels are how you get upgrades in this game. More of that later. After this first race, we'll see exactly what that means. I have to say, this does, even though this is 30 frames a second, this does look pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. And don't forget, this is a mobile chip, so this is not a desktop chip. Oops. Good job it's practice and this is happening. Otherwise it wouldn't be very good at all, would it? and in a second as we turn around this tight corner. Still going wide, so not doing a good start, ladies and gentlemen, but driving will improve as it goes on. Better. Get around the turn.
Required practice lap complete. Great work. Feel free to practice at any time. Continue running laps until the session time's out.
Well, we won't bother because we can easily finish the practice. Right. So we'll come in, having done the practice, and we're now presented with the race screen. So as you can see here, we are on the race screen, pretty much the same as Forza Motorsport 7 in that regard. And here we are at Grand Oak Raceway, set in New Hampshire. Although I think it's a fictional track set in New Hampshire. I don't know, I'll have to check it. Go. So let's get in on the interior so that we can see what's going on. And you can see we've made a nice comfortable start in second already. If we just watch ourselves, we should be able to get into a position to win this opening race. Now the way this is going to work, I am going to do a video per series, not a video per race. I'm going to do a video per series. Some of those series will be longer than others. Some of those series will be more difficult than others. This, obviously, the Builders Cup, this is the tutorial series, so we aren't even past the tutorial at this point. But this series is 3 races long, and the races are pretty long, as you can see. Still 2 laps to go, even after this. But we seem to be running pretty nicely, and we're into the top 4. So I do find it a lot easier that all I'm having to do is brake and slow the car down, because what I have noticed with some of the AI driving, it doesn't push the car as much as it can do. It tries to stay behind other vehicles. So what I'm doing is I am controlling braking and braking input, and the AI is assisting with steering and acceleration, purely and simply because holding a button for an extended period of time does get a bit tight if you do it for an extended period. So the easiest way to get through this series is do it as we are doing now. I can still show the content off, and I've still got some work to do. I've still got some adjustment to, I've still got some gameplay to actually do, because I've got to control the speed into the corners and the brake and exit, the brake points. So I do have some work to do. I mean, obviously, if we were doing a short race, very short race, then I could easily do it. And I'll probably show off something of me driving later in the piece, later in the playthrough, when I do some free play races. Actually, I've just realised it's probably a little bit too thing now. It's probably just a little bit too low on the player ending, so we'll probably put it up to 39 again. Or get it somewhere. The opponent's car we can keep down there, but ours needs to come up so we can hear it a bit more. So 40 it is. The master output's going down to 50. We're going to keep that at 40. It should be loud enough at that point. And I've gone wide. So there is still and another second. Well, down to second, quite a long way behind by the look of it. And I ended up finishing second, which I will take first up.
Points are enough for every race to determine our overall series standings. Ending the series up at the leaderboard that trophy is ours.
Thank you very much. Don't state the obvious. Of course it's going to mean the trophy is ours. So this is what I got for it. 12,900 credits earned and 6,350 driver experience points. Shall we go into race 2 and then it can point out the next bits?
Leveling up your car earns you car points, or CP. Using your CP gets you the best performance upgrades to install. Try to experiment with different parts. If a part doesn't give you the results you're looking for, remove it. Then use the refunded CP for something else.
So as you can hear, the upgrade path is determined by the number of car points. As you can see, I've got 400 available and I've used 500.
Each car has its own unique set of parts. Installing parts will change the car's performance, and the PI number will be recalculated to reflect that change. A car's PI is determined by its level of points. The faster the car, the higher the PI number. Car class corresponds to a specified PI range. Each event of your car class has a PI that will need to stay under in order to compete.
Exactly, that there are PI limits. As you can see, this current series has a PI limit of 600, which is the top of Class B.
Over-investing in one area hurt competitiveness. Experiment with the role that's right for you.
We will do that.
Quick upgrades will install parts for you and build a car with a balanced performance.
Exactly, and that's what I'll be using.
This is a summary of how your car's performance will change when we install the parts for you.
So as you can see, the parts that the AI has selected will take our acceleration from 3.9 to 4.0, our top speed from 5.9 to 6.0, slightly increase our handling, but still leave it at 3.1, and slightly increase the braking from 3.4 to 3.5, and bring the performance index up from 584 performance points to 595, and leave us with no car points remaining. So we'll have to go back into the practice thing if we want.
Now that we have some new parts installed, let's head out for our next event.
So finish upgrades.
Let's head to Magello.
Let's head to Magello. I'm not going to do practice this time around because if I do practice, the part will take too long to get to the end of what we're looking for. So more often than not, I will show practice, but having shown it once, I don't need to show it again. At least for the remainder of this video.
Changing one driving assist at a time is the best way to understand how each affects car control.
Thank you very much. Don't need to know. I am going to skip. Oh, we can't at this stage. Probably because it's the builder's cut. So probably can't skip practice. I was going to, but I'm now going to have to show it. So here we go then. It says key segments. During practice you will pass through key segments which are important sections from each track. Focus on mastering these segments to improve your lap time. Whenever you set a new personal best time through a key segment, you will receive bonus car experience points. So here we go then. Second practice session. As I say, I was going to skip this, but I think because it's the Builders Cup intro, I think that's why it's telling us to show all of them. And you can see that the performance of the vehicle has improved since the previous race. And as a result, our lap time or delta lap time has been reduced somewhat to show it's a faster vehicle.
Every circuit features key segments, like the one you just completed, that we can gauge your overall lap performance. Experiment with where to get on the brakes, when to accelerate, and find your perfect racing line to shave precious seconds off your lap time.
Thank you very much. Too wide there. $119.56. We're gonna do it easily. So now we just have to complete 3 laps to end the practice session. Just wondering if I can skip it, because I really don't want to play it ideally. So we are going to skip it. It means we won't get the things I was after, but at least so anything I've earned will be lost. But that doesn't matter. The point of skipping it is to make sure that I don't have too long for the first part of the thing. After the first part we can have it as long as we want, but I don't want the first part to be too long. See if we get a win this time, eh? See if I can't mess up the braking points. Better. Yeah, we're gonna get around to that point, which is good. Let's show the other camera views off. So you get this camera view, and then you get the two chase cams. We're going to be operating off the second chase cam more often than not, so I can see the entire road. I can see the braking points. Good braking. Make a few adjustments to the vehicle, including adjusting its ballast, which will make it heavier but give me more power availability. So it seems to be at the moment, just feel lacking that little bit of acceleration. That 2 second place finishes.
Nice work out there. You finished
But we still lead the competition by virtue of the fact
only one more event left to go in the series. Let's get going.
That we've had 2 second place finishes. Hopefully this time, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to alter the ballast, if I can find it. There we go. Just put a bigger ballast on it, just to allow balanced. Okay, right, so that will drop it to 564. Right, 587623. So how about we reduce weight, or we add ballast but reduce weight. Now 587. Now I think that's going to be enough to do what we need to do. Put a race clutch on for additional acceleration, an additional thing. Race clutch on sport transmission, so there's a little bit more acceleration there. Yeah, that's what I'm considering, putting that in. There's a little bit more acceleration, which might give us enough to get what we're after. What about the drivetrain? Can we do that as well? We can. There'll be a slight improvement there as well. We'll do a lot there, so let's try engine. And that's going to go on 623. All-wheel drive. So aspiration conversion, we don't want that. Anything to drop it? No. 6.5 litre V12. So we've got a 5 litre V8 in there at the moment. 4 litre V8 twin turbo. Okay. I reckon we're pretty good at that. So what we'll do is negative.
Looks like the car's ready. So let's head to Kyalami.
Let's try that again. Right, so I want to change its I do want to change its ballast. Probably didn't have enough to do that with that. Let's have a look. I do want to change its ballast. Which is fine. Put a heavy ballast on it. Then you might be able. Available 200, use 9. So if we get rid of that for 1, get rid of that, get rid of that, available 550. So valves it changed over, flywheel it changed over, air filter it changed. .553. Right, so front tire width 755, rear tire width available 1075. Okay, so first things first, let's get the transmission upgraded. So that's the first thing to do. The next thing to do, potentially put a clutch in it. Then the next thing to do would be put a cam on it, probably a race cam to get us up to 4.2 acceleration. And there we are at 594, that's perfect. So a little bit of adjustment. Look at the speed has shot up and the acceleration's gone up 0.2. That could make the difference between losing and winning, or coming second and actually winning it. But off we go to Kyle Army to figure out if that's going to be the case. Probably going to tell us to go to practice again. It is indeed. We don't have to do it. We can skip the practice if we want to. Right. See how to 31.25. And good. There we go. So we are level 8 now. again, we're going to skip practice and move into the race, which will be the final race of this video, ladies and gentlemen. So we now leave, ladies and gentlemen. 2 laps in. So, final lap to come then. And we lead pretty comfortably.
One more lap.
Luck would have it. So that's the first series completed and the first series win. We won it by 17 points in the end. And that is exactly what we want to do. As you can see, my driver level is inflated because of the fact I've already gone through this a number of times. But there we go. Our driver level is inflated. Let's just get back to the normal screen. And there we are. So that brings to an end this first initial video, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to come back in part 2 with an extension. And the next series we'll probably do practical performance, even though it says I've already completed it. I will restart the series and we'll go from there. We'll also do the rest of the modern tour throughout the next 4 or 5 parts, finishing the modern tour and then doing the showcase for the modern reward. So with that being said, that's going to bring this video to an end, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, thank you for your support and thanks for watching.